To get to Norway from Jakarta, I fly with KLM via Amsterdam, then change plane to Oslo, Norway's capital city. The whole journey takes less than 24 hours and brings me to the other side of the world.
Welcome to Oslo, and the temperature is -3. It's cold.
It is now the beginning of winter in Scandinavia, but a warm greeting at the airport by Christian from Jakarta's Royal Norwegian Embassy makes up for the chilly outside temperature.
Thank you.
How are you?
Good. It was a good but rather long flight.
It was a long flight.
Yeah.
I thought so.
So here is our taxi.
This is my first trip to Norway, a country in the northern part of Europe with a population of only around 5 million, barely half of Jakarta. And yet the people here enjoy a very high standard of living. Norway is ranked #1 in the world for Human Development Index in a report released by UNDP, and has the second highest GDP per capita in the world. Impressive.
Hey, and it's snowing. Wow.
Norway is a democratic country, but it is also a kingdom. After its independence in 1905, when it separated from Sweden, a national referendum was held that confirmed the people's preference for a monarchy over a republic. The current king is Harald V, but the head of government is the Prime Minister. How this works is something I would like to ask Norway's Crown Prince later when I meet him. In the meantime, I'm excited to explore the city of Oslo, known to the rest of the world as the place where they give out the annual Nobel Peace Prize.
So Christian, we're right in the center of Oslo, the capital of Norway. Now, one thing that Norway is famous for is the Nobel Peace Prize. Okay.
Yes.
And here behind us, you told me, there's the Nobel Peace Center.
Yep.
Okay, and here is the city hall where they give out every year the Nobel Peace Prize.
You're right.
Which is around what month?
December. Every December they give out the prize.
Should we take a look at the Peace Center?
Let's do that.
Okay,
Let's do that.
let's go.
Please.
Okay, so then right now here on the ground floor, a huge catalogue of a few of the nominations and they learned that it wasn't. So maybe they were making that into direct link where she's
Okay.
talking.
Hello, yes. Could I be nominated for next year's Nobel Peace Prize?
And obviously she would be able to do that.
Okay, but how do you get nominated? I mean, obviously people nominate you, but what are the criteria
Well,
for somebody to get the Peace Award?
Well, the criteria that's stated in the Will of Alfred Nobel is that within the year before, you have done the foremost work for fraternity between the nations, for the reduction of standing armies, and for the promotion of peace conferences. So we have sort of the disarmament, peace conferences, and fraternity. And of course, fraternity is it's a huge term. You can fill it with almost anything. And I think in the cases where we have human rights activists, that would be sort of the area where they fit into the peace concept in the eyes of the Nobel Committee. And if we open it, I think we should be able to evoke a photograph of Alfred Nobel here.
Wow, this is a virtual book.
Yeah.
Again, interactive.
Yeah, again interactive, and of course this time it's more in the hands of the visitors.
Oh look, you have the 14th Dalai Lama.
Yes, of course. he's there.
1989.
Yeah.
Not only is Norway known for its promotion of peace embodied in the Nobel Peace Center here in Oslo, but I'm soon to experience the country's reputation as one of the world's most egalitarian societies. Christian, who is celebrating his birthday, has invited me to his parents' house just outside the city to meet his family and enjoy a home-cooked meal, a selection of sumptuous delights prepared by his father, Stig, who is a wonderful cook. what better way to spend my first night in Norway than with fine food and fine company in a home where the men rule the kitchen.
I'm using it all the time.
My visit is brief, but under a thin blanket of snow covering the ground, I have a little taste of what the country is also famous for, which is its natural beauty and stunning landscapes. It would be fun to come as a tourist and enjoy hiking, boating and fishing in the summer, and the magic of the midnight sun, as well as the spectacular lights of the aurora borealis in the northern sky. We're also familiar with Norway as home to the Vikings. The Norsemen were explorers, warriors and pirates from the 8th to the 11th. The Vikings were excellent shipbuilders whose longships took them far and wide in their sea travels. Here in the Viking Ship Museum in Oslo is a ship belonging to a Viking queen that dates back to the 9th century and still kept in good condition so that the present generation can understand their cultural past. This desire not to forget the past and to know how the people there used to live is also seen in this open-air folk museum nearby that showcases real-size models of traditional houses and buildings during the different periods from the medieval times to the last century. How the country has developed from the grass-roofed houses of old to the sophisticated architecture of today. Because it seems today's Norway is also one that embraces the future, particularly in its architecture. This is apparent in the buildings, such as the uniquely designed Oslo Opera House, which proves a success to both locals and visitors since its building in 2008. And the avant-garde Astrup Fearnley Modern Art Gallery that is recently opened, all encapsulating aspects of light, materials and thought for the environment in the futuristic designs. What better way to learn more about Norway than to talk to His Royal Highness the Crown Prince of Norway himself, Haakon Magnus. The Crown Prince is the heir apparent to the throne of Norway and the son of the current King Harald V and Queen Sonja. The Crown Prince married a commoner, Mette-Marit, back in 2001 and has 2 children from the marriage. The eldest, Princess Ingrid Alexandra, will one day become Norway's first female heir to the throne, according to the country's new law of succession, allowing firstborn female to be the heir. I pay a visit to the Crown Prince at the Royal Palace of Norway in Oslo, a couple of weeks before his planned visit to Indonesia. The palace has only a couple of guards at the front, and the lack of visible security here shows that despite the experience of terrorism last year, Norway remains a peaceful and tolerant country.
Yeah.
Hey,
Welcome.
Your Royal Highness.
Very
Daisy
nice.
Anwar, pleased to meet you.
Very nice seeing you.
Thank you very much for having me here in your absolutely beautiful, beautiful palace.
Yes, it's nice, isn't it? How has your stay been in Norway?
It's been lovely, although the weather is a little bit colder than in Jakarta.
It is cold and kind of dark this time of year.
But you know, when I first arrived here, it started snowing, so it was actually quite lovely to see all the...
Yes, I prefer when it's a bit white actually, because it can be a bit sort of dark in the fall like this.
But are you looking forward to enjoying a warmer climate in
I am.
Indonesia?
Both of us are very much looking forward to coming to Indonesia. We are bringing a rather large business delegation and a high-level delegation also on the political side with several ministers. So I think it will be a very interesting program. And we're looking forward to learning more about Indonesia.
Mm-hmm. So, Crown Prince, tell me a little bit more about the visit and why is it so, of interest to you and the Crown Princess to come and visit Indonesia this time?
Well, we've been before, but only privately to Bali, which was nice. So this time we will be able to see more of Indonesia. Very much looking forward to that. I think that there are many reasons why it's interesting to go through with this visit right now. Indonesia and Norway are cooperating on many fronts. We have cooperation in fields such as the UN, for instance, with a broader development issue and agenda. We have, and maybe also when it, in particular when it comes to health-related issues, we work together on the rainforest. And also the business sector is in a very positive trend where we have, I think, the last 10 years it has increased our trade 51%. So that's definitely also a part of an important part of the visit.
You will be bringing quite a big business delegation, so in terms of the business sectors and the business people, who are you exactly bringing, and are there any sort of concrete results expected from the visit?
Well, we are a quite varied group of business, everything from the petroleum sector, shipping. We have a company called Jotun who works with paint and has several factories. There's some companies working in the transport sector, and communication. So it's quite a variety actually.
Now, Europe at the moment is not doing very well in terms of growth and employment, but I see Norway is doing quite well. Has it been affected at all by the economic crisis?
Yes, of course. Norway has been affected, but we are very lucky. We're in a very fortunate situation. We have strong banks because our banks went through some turmoil in the 90s, and after that they have been quite good at safeguarding. So the economic crisis did not hit Norway as hard as many other places. We still have good employment rates, but of course a lot of our market is in Europe, and as they are struggling economically, that also affects our exports and our industries. And we definitely feel that, and also because we are doing quite well, also our currency is valued quite high, so that again will affect our exports a bit. So we're not untouched by it, but we are very fortunate compared to many others in Europe.
Now, it's having a small population, like 5 million in Norway. Is that an impediment or actually an advantage to the country's growth? Because Norway is one of the richer countries in Europe. The population is quite small.
We are a quite small country when it comes to population. I think there's many reasons why we've done well. We're in a part of the world that's peaceful, where other countries have been doing well also. If you look at Sweden or Denmark, or the countries close to us, they are also quite well off. So I think there's a host of issues or reasons why it has been going quite well for us. The size is not really something that is up for discussion much. It's more like part of reality.
But it's the brain behind the